Let's see if anything happens. Right. See if this works. So I've been playing up. So let's see if anything happens. Oh dear. Dear. Right, what we got? What we got happening? Anything happening? Skip. Benjamin, how are you? How you doing? My internet's playing up, so I could be here or I could not be here. Who knows what's going on? Happy New Year. Happy New Year, 2000 and whatever it is. Was it 25? 50 this year? Bloody on, yeah. Oh. A bit of fresh air. Bit of fresh air in the door. Right. I'm on the water. Didn't drink that. I don't know how much I had to drink last night, to be fair. I can't remember. Didn't have a huge amount. You got Benjamin, how you doing, mate? Maybe you've had a lovely Christmas and a lovely New Year. Not a massive fan of New Year anyway. It's all a little, when you get my age, all a little bit overhyped. So all good fun. Rascal and Disco, how are you, Disco? You're here. Happy New Year. Cheers, beers. Hope you've had a nice Christmas, Disco. Andy K, evening, mate. Hope you had a good Christmas. We had a fantastic Christmas, mate. It was really, really nice. Just steady, family. I didn't get too pissed. Didn't have a lot of beer. I bought Wanda. I don't know if I've got the bottle. I bought Wanda in Lidl. They had a is it a caramelised biscuit like cream liqueur thing for Christmas, and we broke that open Christmas Day, and I ended up drinking the lot for her. So I had to go and buy her another bottle. So did that yesterday, the day before yesterday. That would be very well. That'd be very well for a couple of days, which is fucking brilliant. You know it is. So yeah, all good fun. New Year drives me up the wall. I'm not a huge. I've never subscribed to all this New Year, New Me, all of these New Year's resolutions and all this fucking rubbish. It does my head in, if I'm honest. And some of these places you have to buy a ticket to, and so you have to pay to go in somewhere that every other day of the year you could just go in. They hike the prices up. It's never really been for me, and obviously we've not been very well. I couldn't do anything anyway, so yeah, it's been 2024 was what a sort of year was it? It was a tough year, hard year for us in certain ways. It was a good year in other ways, but I don't know about you guys. It's yeah, New Year, all this new me. Oh, I'm gonna do this differently. I'm gonna do that. No, I'm gonna be the same old fucking arsehole I've always been. I do try to be good, but sometimes it just doesn't work. So, anybody get any nice Christmas presents? So what did I get? Wanda bought me some. Managed to get me some tickets to a ticket to Oasis in Manchester. So I'm going to see Oasis. She bought me some new AirPods because my AirPods broke. So obviously with my running, they're going to come in extremely handy because I've been using some cheap AirPods now for a while, and they've been really getting on my nerves because they don't work properly and they keep disconnecting, and it's just been a pain in the ass. I also Southsea Brewing merchandise, which I really like because I've got the hoodie to go with the t-shirt. What else did I get? got put a retro Pompey kit from the first kit that I ever had. I did very well. I was very spoilt this year, so not really any beer, because obviously the beer calendar, Wanda bought a load of beer for the beer calendar. So most of the videos are out for that now, but I think I've got a couple left in the bank. Obviously, I've just put the video out. Benjamin very kindly. Hello, George. Happy New Year to you, mate. Hope yours is a good one. Yeah, Benjamin very kindly sent me a couple of beers. He sent me a Stone Cold Steve Austin Broken Skull IPA, which I have had before, and I raffled off a can for charity, and it raised about 300. I think Trilby Phil ended up picking it up in the end for about 300. He didn't pay 350 quid, but it raised £350 for charity. So yeah, the Stone Cold Steve Austin beer, and he sent me a can in what's it called, Morrison's. They got the Timothy Taylor's. Timothy Taylor and Northern Monk Stout, which he very kindly sent me, because I didn't want to pick up a 4-pack. I didn't know he was going to send me that, so that's still sat in the shed. I've got to do that at some point, but I'm not going to drink a lot this month. I'm not doing dry January, but I had a little bit more over Christmas and the Christmas period than, obviously it's Christmas, but I want to get sort of nail. So I went for more beer. So yeah, I want to cut back a little bit again. I'm still going to keep on the running. And just haven't put any weight on, so that's a good thing. We've had a KFC today because it's New Year's Day and couldn't be asked to cook. Scott begged me to send him beer. He begged him. I actually did beg him. I said, Ben, please send me any beer that you can actually send me, that you can do without. Don't drink it yourself, mate. That would be an extremely selfish thing to do. Just send it to me. My tattoos, most of this arm's all Star Wars, Darth Vader, and this one's just a mishmash of family stuff. So that's the words to take on me. I know, but it used to mean something to me and my son. Grape Soda from Up, which is one of me and Wanda's favourite films. This one's Pearl Jam, but with a heartbeat, because obviously Leah's got a heart condition. And these are just fucking rubbish, absolute rubbish tattoos from donkeys years ago. And I've got a Pearl Jam one on my leg. So I think that's all. I think that's all my tattoos. I think that's all I've got. Can't remember. Almost 50 now. I think age is beginning to set in now. So. Just finished watching the Pompey game. Pompey won 4-0. Get in. So what beers, Benjamin? You obviously you're on the beer, mate. What are you drinking? I'm not having anything today. I'm going to say I'm cutting back. I was going to do mostly dry. I'm going to try and probably do mostly dry January. It will go out of the window on the 11th because it's Barry the Bastard's birthday, and we've been invited to do all 4 breweries in Portsmouth. So we've got Urban Island, Staggeringly Good, Mackay, and technically it's not the brewery, but we're going to go to the Brewer's Tap, and I think that's where we're going to end up. So we're going to have a beer at all of the different places. So I might do a video on that. That might be quite fun. So what is wrinkly tattoos? Andy said, I intended to have a break from beer for a couple of weeks, which may well turn into dry January. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I drank, obviously I knew going into December, I'd cut back enormously. I knew going into December, I'd probably have a few more with the beer box, just because it's Christmas anyway. But yeah, to be fair, I haven't overindulged. I think I had 1 canned lager on Boxing Day. I had a couple on Christmas Day, but not a huge amount. So not been well the last couple of days, so I haven't had anything really. We went out Sunday evening before I fell unwell overnight, and just cut back to normal. But I don't believe in dry January anyway. I don't think, because obviously I know it was set up for a charity thing, but Does dry January, I suppose, if it gives your liver a little bit of a clean up, but I just think if you come to the end of dry January, then you'll just get absolutely fucking hammered again. So it's not something that I really believe in. Beardy Beer Reviews. Brett, how are you? Happy New Year, mate. And to you, mate, and your little lady. I was going to have a pint of scrumpy with dinner, but I drank so much of it last night. Ben's got his second beer. It's a milk stout brewed by a YouTube beer reviewer. A milk stout? What's that then? Absolute bedlam. Adam, hope you're keeping well. Yeah, so it's just, I don't know. I get through Christmas, I get a bit fed up, even though I haven't had that much, just a bit fed up of beer. And it happened a couple of years ago where I didn't feel that well during the Christmas, and it transpired into the rest of January. I just didn't drink very much. I'm ready for a break from beer. Ramsbury Brewery, so that's Blue Nose Beer Review, Harry. I am ready for a break from beer. I did over 100 days in a row last summer. Since then, I've limited to 20 units a week or under. Last week's, I've been over the limit. Oh, yeah, to be fair, though, it's Christmas, so I don't think that's necessarily a problem, as long as you don't go mad continually. And we've all done it. I'm not going to sit here and say that I haven't. I've been very honest with my alcohol intake over the years. I'm very lucky that I've managed to sort myself out, but it's taken a lot of patience from her, from the wife. She's helped me enormously. But yeah, I'm not going to criticise. No, me and Ben have some conversations on Instagram about intake and etc. It's a thing that anybody. Stout from Ramsbury Brewery. I've never had anything from Ramsbury. Never had a problem with Harry or Jim, or a problem with anybody really these days. Beardy Beer Reviews. I'm going to drive forever soon, as losing my close pal really shined a light on it. Sorry to hear that, mate. Anytime you lose anybody that's close to you, it sucks a little bit. So it's coming up to the anniversary of when Wanda lost someone very close to her this time last year. So that's always shit. It's my mum and dad's wedding anniversary at the end of December, and obviously they're both no longer with us. So yeah, it does put things into light a little bit sometimes. That we could all. I can't remember the last time I was absolutely pissed off my nut. I can't. I have a few beers here and there, but I don't go mad anymore. My biggest problem is I can't just have one. It has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. So I tend not to have one, so it doesn't go into the others. Hello, mate. You okay? Do you want to go wee wees? Go on then. Go. He's like, fuck off. It's raining out there. He's turned his back. Go on, out. He's gone. If he comes back in, I'll let him out. Okay. Yeah, alcohol, even if you're not an addict. Yeah, I agree. The problem being, mate. Hello, Mark Rangers. How are you, mate? Happy New Year to you and your family. And Jimmy C. How you doing, buddy? Hope you're keeping well. It's. Oh, I don't know. It's a shitty subject, isn't it? At the end of the day, we've all got our own demons in life, you know. It's. Who am I to tell someone that their intake is too much? My problem is I don't see any point in having 1 or 2, as I get nothing from it. I'd rather have none than one. I agree. Yeah, I mean, I've been in the position where I start with 1, and then I think I'll have another 1, and I'll stop. But you don't stop, you just keep going, and then get bollocking from the wife. Not very often, because she's very good, to be fair. But yeah, I'd rather have none. And obviously, running and that, losing the weight, wasn't drinking in the week. I still haven't. I tend to, at the moment, do my videos at the weekend. So anything that's come out the last few days, I recorded at the weekend, because quite well already, because I didn't feel very well. I haven't been at work for 2 days, so I haven't been very well. But yeah, I'd rather have none than 1, because I'm like you. If I'm having 1, I'm going to have a few more than that, really. And to be fair, I haven't got that much in. Iran? What's Iran got to do with anything? Yeah. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. But I'm lucky that my brain stopped me before I get stupid. Can't remember the last time I had more than 5. Yeah, that's the thing, innit? It's personal choice, isn't it? So we've had these discussions on Instagram that your too many may not be my too many. So yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? So yeah, I'm not doing dry January. I'm going to do dry-ish January. I shared it on the channel earlier. If anybody's put a post up saying is anybody doing dry January or dry-ish January. Sergio Martin, how are you, mate? Happy New Year. Yeah, absolutely. Anybody that's tuning in, wish you all a very happy New Year. It's it's a big year for me. 25. No, that's not right, is it? 50. 50 in July. I'm going to turn, and never when you're 18, you've like 50 seems so far away, doesn't it? So yeah, Christ knows what that's going to bring. That's it. I've battled long and hard with the subject. Damp January, as you call it. Yeah, I think damp January is. Look, we've all we've all probably overindulged, shall we call it, over the Christmas and New Year period, which is human nature, isn't it? That's how it is. And it depends on I mean, some people. I mean, the gym membership stop again. But I've never been like into going into the gym. I'd rather do my own thing, which is why I like the running. I can go out and do whatever I want to do, and that allows me. So I'm trying to run 3 times a week still, but also that allows me to have a few more beers and a little bit extra to eat. It's about balancing your life out a little bit. So, and I think I found a happy medium. I'll probably put a couple of pounds on over Christmas, but I'm not that bothered by that, to be fair. I can shed that when, now that back into January, not drinking as much as I was, not that I drank a huge amount anyway, and just put some miles in. I did an 8-mile run on Sunday, which I was very pleased with. The furthest I've run in whenever I did the Brighton Marathon. So yeah, very pleased with the running. Haven't been able to run since because I haven't been well, so I'll probably do one tomorrow when I get home from work. Drizzly January. Is it what we'll come up with names for slightly damp January? The thing I think is if you set yourself a target of having nothing for January, and then that goes out the window at whatever point, you might as well just give up anyway, isn't you? That's the thing. By summer, I'll be in the best shape of my adult life. That is the goal. I'm probably not in the best shape of my adult life. I was in the best shape of my adult life when I was 40, but people told me I looked ill. So, and I was about 3 stone lighter than I am now, but I'm happier where I'm at now because I had no balance at all with that because I didn't drink at all, didn't eat a lot, and I was just running. I did the insanity routine, and I was training like 6 times a week. And it's just and I can't, obviously being almost 50, I can't do that now. So it's about finding balance, and I think I've found the balance now where Wanda's very supportive, and she hasn't been very well either. So it's about making sure that she's okay and working around that. Obviously, we've got a busy life. We've got Leah that we need to take to hospital a couple of times a month, and it's about balancing everything out. So yeah, all good really. Pete, how are you? Happy New Year to you, mate. Hope you had a lovely Christmas. Thank you for being a channel member. Sorry I haven't done a what's on this week. I haven't been very well, so I just haven't got around to it. So everything that's come out this week was filmed like in the end of last week and the weekend. But yeah, hope you've had a lovely Christmas and didn't get too smashed last night. And yeah, thank you very much indeed. So yeah, things to look forward to. We're going on the 11th. We're going out with Barry the Bastard for his birthday. The following week we're going to Islington. We're going back to the garage in Islington to see the Pearl Jam tribute band that we got engaged on stage to. They're doing a one-off final farewell gig, so we're off to see that. What else we got planned? I've got the Wild Hearts to go and see next month in Southampton, so that should be. Hello Sid, how are you, mate? Happy New Year to you, mate. Hope you're keeping really well. Yeah, I've got loads of bits and pieces planned. So Ben's asked the age-old question: where you're from and what you're drinking. Well, I'm from Portsmouth, and I'm drinking water. Cheers. Pete's in Hertfordshire. Not drinking anything yet, as I'm doing dry. Pete's doing dry January. So, Pete, here's a question for you. Why are you doing dry January? I'm not against it. I'm just interested because we've just been having this conversation. I'm going to do dry-ish January. So I'm going to have a couple of beers out with Barry on the 11th. I've actually got... Do you want me to show you the beer I got in the fridge? Apparently, I got talked into buying this the other day. By someone in the Brewer's Tap, but it's apparently the highest rating beer in the UK at the moment on Untapped. And I had a £10 voucher for Christmas, and this can cost me £9. But if you want to see it, then let me know, and I'll go get it out of the fridge, and I could talk about it. But I have to get my glasses because it's got very little writing. So yeah, I picked that up, and I've probably got 2 beers. That'll be it. I'm trying to, with the channel this month, I'm trying to cut back on the beer content ever so slightly. Yeah, busy period. Yeah, it's Christmas is fucking hell on earth, isn't it? So we've decided, I could say this Christmas now or next Christmas. Is the Christmas coming up? Is that next Christmas or this Christmas? Because technically the Christmas that's just gone is last Christmas. Thundercat 2021. Just popped in to see what's happening, Scott. Still going to AMC in 2025. The answer is yes. Yes, I am. I've absolutely loved going to Andy's Man Club. It's one of the absolute highlights of my year. And how do I put it? You start, when I started going to Andy's Man Club, and you, brother, when I started going, you walk in, and the first day you walk through that door, obviously I'm not going to say too much about people because that's not for me to do, but you take the decision to walk through that door, and you don't really know what you're walking into. And then obviously there hasn't been that much over Christmas, but you make friends with these people, and you actually care about these people, and you look forward to seeing them and seeing if they're okay. And we were walking in North End on Sunday, and a guy was waving at me from Witherspoon's window. When it was one of the guys from AMC, and just had a quick chat with him, make sure he was okay, and he'd had a nice Christmas because he's on his own. And it's something that I've thoroughly enjoyed, and I can't recommend it highly enough. If you've got, even if you've, it's not all about people that have got problems. You can use it as a social thing. People just go there because they have nothing else socially to do, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. So if you're struggling or you just need something to do, and you can go, there should be an Andy's Man Club near you, Monday 7 o'clock till 9 o'clock. I can't recommend it highly enough. It's I actually look forward to going. I look forward to going when it's not on. I've missed it the last couple, because it hasn't been on the last couple of weeks, and I've missed going. It's fantastic. So I can't recommend it highly enough. I'm on the lookout for Benjamin, I'm on the lookout for craft alcohol-free beers from the likes of Cloudwater. To try Mash Gang. I've had a few bits and pieces from Mash Gang, and from what I can see, Mash Gang are probably the best of the lot where it comes to alcohol-free beers. I'm not a massive fan of alcohol-free beer. Each to their own, mate. To be fair. Pete says, really enjoy my whiskey, can easily have a dram 3 or 4 nights a week, so figure the detox, hey mate, anything that you think you can do that's going to make a difference, then I think it's a good thing. I do, you know, I struggle with dry January. I struggle with the concept of it, but I understand why people do it, and I'm not going to shit on people for doing it, because that would be very wrong as well, especially where we've all overindulged. So I'm going to try and do drier January. I wasn't drinking that much getting into December. I've had a few more through December and the Christmas month and New Year, and then I'll be back to just normal really now, not drinking in the week. Maybe 1 or 2 on a Thursday with Wanda, a couple on a Saturday, and that'll probably be it. Probably the beer content will tail off again this month, because yeah, it's not something I want to do continually. Jack Howard, how are you, mate? Fuck me, I thought you was going to go to a thing called Andy's Nan Club all this time. Hope you've had a nice Christmas and a happy New Year to you and your family, Jack. Hope you're all keeping really well, matey. Soon as you tell yourself you're not going to drink, it's all I think about. I find it gives the beer more power over you. It's a difficult one, isn't it? It is difficult, and that you put so much pressure on yourself to stick to something. I think it was 2 years ago where I hadn't felt well over Christmas, and I think I was all beered out, and I'm slightly like that now, even though I haven't had that much to drink. I get into January and I'm like, I was going to show you this beer, wasn't I? And yeah, it can be anything that puts pressure on you to do something. It is really difficult. It is. I think it's a case of wanting to do it rather than needing it. If you need to do something, then it's like the running. I don't need to run, but I've thoroughly enjoyed the running. The 8-mile run I did the other day, and the trouble with me with the running is I'll set myself what I want to do that day, and I like to round things up and down. So I can't if I can't go, I can't say I'll run for an hour, and if it's like, I don't know, 6.14 miles, I think, well, I might as well round it up to 6.5. So I went out with every intention of doing 8 miles, and did them, and I thought, oh, I could keep going. But the other days you go out, and I'm just like, oh, fucking 4 miles, and I'm done. I'm absolutely done. So Pete says, yeah, I totally get both sides. Doing it can almost intensify the one. I think that's a really good point. I do. It's when you deny yourself something. When you deny yourself something, and your brain is telling you. I mean, the amount of times when I started to lose some weight, and my brain was like, just have one though, can't you? Like, but as the conversation said earlier, you can't just have one, because that's going to turn to 3 or 4. So it is really difficult. The brain's it's a bastard sometimes, isn't it? As Benjamin says, I did 106 days. First 10 days were a challenge. Then I just did it. Felt amazing. Blood pressure dropped dramatically. I haven't done my blood pressure at all. I mean, my blood pressure would have been sky high. I would at 17 stone 3. I reckon my blood, I'm about 5'11". My blood pressure was going to have been sky high, I reckon, and that's probably come down. We didn't eat badly, but I'm a snacker, or I pick at things, and then Wanda would make me a nice lunch, and then I'd drive to work. That's an hour to work every day. I'd eat my lunch on the way there, and then have to go and get some more lunch, and it'd be shit. And then come home, and I'd be picking up biscuits, chocolate, crisps, blah, 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 blah. Want to make a nice meal, and then I'd have something in the evening. We'd walk up to the shop at the end of the road and get a huge bar of chocolate, and it was just a never-ending cycle of about 3,500 calories a day. So yeah, just madness. Not the only beer I've got in the fridge. Pete says gonna use the opportunity to explore other. Sorry about the Star Wars pajamas as well. Going to use it as an opportunity to explore other drinks for the month of January. Not even think. There you go. Use it as something. Use it as a tool to expand your mind. Thundercat says I'm up in Scotland, so most of the decent beers up here are local. Orkney Brewery, I can't say that. Yeah, the other one. I'm just going to ruin it. I ain't going to say that. Environment, and Harveystown. If I've butchered them, I do apologise. No, there's not an if I've butchered them. I know I've butchered them. Actually, we were looking at something because Wanda's brother got us a thing for Christmas of a date night, and one of them was at Orkney Brewery. I thought that's quite a long way to go. Pizza's good to Benjamin. Benjamin, Scott, running wise, I would have to trick myself. I would tell myself I'm doing 5k, then halfway through I would say, okay, an extra mile, then another, and then another. Sometimes I set out to do, I set out to, I've got an idea in my mind what I want to do. Sometimes I go past that. Very rarely do I not get to where I want to go, because that would annoy me even further. But I have done things where I've gone further. So this is a beer I picked up, apparently, on Untapped. It's currently got a score, we've got like 600-700 check-ins, not chickens, that's something different. And it's got an average of about 4.4 out of 5. So I got talked into picking this up by a guy called James. He sort of badgered me into picking it up. And it's from Northern Monk. Well, I know, we're all going to say Northern Monk is shit at the moment. But it's one of their patrons project. And it's got, the reason I picked it up is it's in line. Hello, Simo, how are you, mate? Happy New Year to you, my friend, as well. It's in conjunction with two absolute worldy breweries, other half and Equilibrium. And this is their anniversary, Northern Monk's anniversary, Patrons Project, and it's Immortal Vortex, double dry hopped, double IPA, 8.2%. But apparently, at the moment, it's the highest average score of any beer in the UK on Untapped. And apparently it's like rocking all shit. So I had a £10 voucher, so I didn't actually pay for it. And it's one of the peel and reveal ones. But when I get into reviewing it, it's not going to be probably till next weekend before I do it. We'll get into everything that's on there. And the thing with Northern Monk is they are more than capable of brewing really decent beer, but you're not going to pick it up these days in the supermarket, because their supermarket stuff is utter shit. It really is. And for a brewery that were, and that's the can. I'll show you more when I do the review. Now, Barry the Bastard had this the other night. I can't remember what he said about it, but I got talked into picking it up, so it better be good. But we'll find out next weekend. £9. Oh, well, I missed a couple here. Show us a beer, done that. Teasing us, done that. Alex the Beer Master, how are you, mate? Happy New Year. Happy New Year, my friend. I hope you had a very Merry Christmas. Yeah, I had a great Christmas, mate. It was absolutely fantastic. Hope you had a lovely time too, buddy. £9 for a can of, does it come with a fiver in the can? I hope so. We'll get some money back. Can't knock that can up. The thing with Northern Monk is we all know they are more than capable of making really good beer. Best before on this is May 2025 this year. Who knew? So yeah, looking forward to that. Should be good. Could be good. Hey Scott, the can art looks pretty darn cool. I've got to agree, and I like them. I can't remember the last Patrons Project beer I actually picked up, because I don't pick up Northern Monk these days. So I'm hoping. Simo says, I'm good, just about feeling human again. Had some big beers last night, just been slobbing on the sofa watching the darts. I saw that Gerwin Price got knocked out, which is always a pleasure to me, because I think the man's an absolute fucking idiot. So I think he got Luke Littler tonight, didn't he? So, but Wanda put up with the football today. We started watching, the Traitors is back tonight on BBC One, so we'll be watching Traitors, no doubt. But we've been watching Dickensian on BBC iPlayer, which that's been really good as well. We've been watching all sorts, to be fair. Are you going for a wee now? Come on in, out. Don't.
Go on, because you will worry.
Come on, come on. Stay. Bad news when you'll bully your dog to have a piss, isn't it? Yeah, I like the darts. Who do you think is going to win? Who do you think is going to win the thing? It's got to be set up for Littler. I know he struggled. Did he struggle, or did he play last night? He wouldn't have played last night. They didn't play last night, did they? They've cheapened their brand by becoming a supermarket craft producer. Most bottle shops don't stock them anymore. I think that's a really good point. What they've done is they actually got it right, to be fair, initially, because they were putting some really good stuff into the supermarkets. North Star, Death Star. Go on in.
Did you go?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he did, yeah. Yeah, North Star, Death Star. What else have they put in there that was really good? It's Transient. That's one of their beers until they ruined it with that pina colada shit. What else have they put in there? They've had some really good beers in the supermarket. So initially, I thought they got it right. They were using their brand to get their stuff well known, put in decent beer into the supermarkets at a decent price, and then they did a Tiny Rebel and a BrewDog, and all they did was just put adjunct heavy rubbish into the supermarkets, and you're absolutely right, cheapened their brand. So whereas before you pick up a Northern Monk beer and you think almost nailed on to have a decent beer, now no. You don't. It's a bit like BrewDog and Tiny Rebel. You don't know what you're going to get anymore. And I did worry using all of my £10 voucher on one beer. So we'll see ultimately if I've wasted my money or not. Glad you had a nice time, Alex. Simo Sups, Littler made hard work of his last match. Yeah, I saw that. I've not watched Wouldn't Clean My Drains with BrewDog. Shite. I have to go. I did get given for Christmas. Prepare yourselves. Used to be good. Used to be a really good beer. Now I haven't had a Punk IPA for. I used to drink. That used to be my go-to beer. So I've not had a Punk IPA in a very long time. So I think the last time I did it, I think I re-reviewed it. I don't re-review beers particularly. It's not something that I like doing. But I think I did it. I was pissed up one night. Got home, picked a couple of cans up, and dropped one on the floor, and it's going around like a washing machine, spraying everywhere. That's probably the best thing it did, because it probably cleaned the shed. That's probably their only half decent one, to be fair. They do some decent stouts, capable of decent stouts. The Vietnamese coffee one they had, Roaster Coaster, was a really good beer. I don't mind, I don't have it, but I didn't mind Black Black Heart's okay, but the trouble is with BrewDog, again, you don't know what you're getting. It could be good, or it could be. Yeah, I agree, Pete. Black Heart's okay. The rest is shit. Supermarket wise, what I don't even know what they've got in the supermarket. Hazy Jane's probably still in there. I never had Tactical Nuclear Penguin. I did hear that was really, really good. Have they just done this 27% thing as well? I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, I know they've done a Eisenbock or whatever it's called. Just that it's like a fucking shot of beer that's about 27%. So again, they when they first came on the scene, BrewDog, absolutely fantastic. My darts comment was, darts is full of pricks. Well, literally. I used to play darts. I used to play darts for a pub up in where I lived. I played for years with my mate before he died, and oh yeah, I quite like watching darts. Just I don't watch every game. I watch when's the final? Friday. I'll probably end up watching that. I didn't mind watching the old BDO on BBC Two when that used to be around until they absolutely ruined it. But yeah, BrewDog, I don't know what's in the supermarkets now from them. BrewDog make decent stouts. I agree, Simo. I agree. They're capable of making some decent stouts. And they get some good guest beers. And the trouble is, if I go to a BrewDog bar, it's in Southampton, and then I have to have a chemical wash when I come out because obviously dirty people. But I agree. They just get like most places. I like somewhere where you got a little bit of choice. That's why we go to. Do you still drink Punk IPA? No, I don't. Happy New Year to you, Andrew. I used to. I've got the story. I've probably told the story before when I was training for the marathon before, and I was going through divorce. I was having problems not seeing my son, and I'd pick up 2 boxes of Punk IPA every night and drink them. And then I was training for the marathon. I'd come back and then I'd drink 8 cans of beer straight after doing the run. And I turned around to Wanda one night and said, I can't do this anymore. I need you to help me with this. And so if I buy any beer, I need you to hide it. So she did exactly what I asked. And I went absolutely mad because she hid my beer. Yeah, and so I've not, and where they fucked around with it. So when it first came out, when it was about 6%, it was absolutely fantastic. I don't even know what it is now. Is it 5.4? Yeah, 5.4. The beer that started it all. It isn't. It isn't. My friend Dean. Yeah, 5.4, mate. My friend Dean calls Punk IPA the bastard cousin of a beer that no longer exists. And I think that absolutely sums this iteration. I mean, it might be all right. It might be all right. I don't know. I could turn the camera on and have a shout about it, I suppose. Most of their pale ales and IPAs all taste the same. They do have a very, a bit like Thornbridge and Buxton. You can tell if it's one of their beers. I don't know what it is about BrewDog beer, whether it's the yeast, the water profile, I don't know, but you can tell it's a BrewDog beer. Andrew said, I remember only about 18 to 24 months ago, you were having a Punk IPA when you were out with Wanda. Where were we? If there's nothing else to drink, it's a bit like Guinness. And if Gary watches this, I do apologise, Gary. If I'm out and about and there's nothing else to drink, I will drink a Guinness. It's not my favourite beer. It's not the worst beer in the world. But yeah, the same with Punk IPA. If there's nothing else there and they've got a Punk IPA on, which isn't very often because we don't go anywhere other now than the Brewer's Tap, this place in Portsmouth, or Staggering Good, or Mackay, or thing like that, and they're never going to sell. punk IPA, but they'd always have something nice to drink in there. But I can't remember, 18 to 24 months ago, you were having a punk IPA when you're out of Wanda. I probably did. Alan Mead, how are you, mate? Happy New Year to you and Mrs. Mead. Hope you had a lovely time. Hope you both had a lovely Christmas. Obviously, WhatsApp to each other anyway, so we know everyone's happy on that page. You might like BrewDog Jackhammer, West Coast IPA. Thought that was decent. If it's the... Jackhammer's the same. It's gone through so many iterations. I think me and Dean revisited Jackhammer a couple of years back, and I think they just messed it up. Another beer I thought they messed up. They might have reversed it a bit like what they did with Elvis juice. I've not had Elvis juice for... Don't buy BrewDog anymore. Very rarely. Even if a new one comes out, I'll stick it on the channel because it'll generally do okay. But you're on a tour of different breweries. Might have been a cafe though. Was that the Bermondsey Mile? Was that the one we did on the Bermondsey Mile? In that case, I did, because Wanda was... We were at the Hawks cider place on the Bermondsey Mile. It was owned by BrewDog, so she would have had a Hawk cider, and I would have had the punk IPA, possibly. Shout out to Dean. Dean, the second don't. He'd never let me live that down, to be fair. And so Rowie, obviously the number one, and he's, to be fair, Rowie, the craft beer basic, I don't think he's let it go to his head with his crown. But if I'd have just put Dean at the top of that, people would just say, well, what was the point of that video? Because we all knew Dean was going to win anyway. And it's a fair point, right? It is a fair point. But Dean can say more in 3.5 minutes than any reviewer can say in 9. And I genuinely believe that. Actually, I think it's the 3rd. The 3rd of January that him and JB, Northern Southern Beer Reviews, been going for 10 years. 10 years they've been going, and just, you use the word legend. People use the word legend just willy-nilly these days, but you look at these two people, and it just, they're brilliant, absolutely brilliant, nice blokes, easy going. Dean, I've been friends with now for 5.5 years. 5.5 years. He reached out to me, and hello Tony, how are you? Happy New Year to you, buddy. Yeah, just Dean's a cracking, and JB, and there's so many beer reviewers now that I can't keep up. Simo was, Simo's come along and built himself a channel. You know, it's more power to the guys that have. You put yourself out there, you take a lot of shit as well, and it's been, it's good. I've enjoyed it. I've made some mistakes, you know. I can't say I haven't, but yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed just chatting bollocks. Someone listens, they listen, they don't. All good as well. Andrew Green says, never liked Elvis juice. Thought whatever the flavour they used was off balance. That was the grapefruit. It's a grapefruit infused one. I didn't mind Elvis juice when it came out, but they messed with that. So I don't know what it's like these days. The one that was in Aldi, Memphis Boulevard, that was okay. Thundercat says, there's a load of good beers that you struggle to find these days, and even more that have been discontinued or just gone crap. Most of them just gone crap. See, Rowie has stayed incredibly humble since then. I need to get Rowie on. I'm going to do some. I've let the podcast go. I've had so much on this year, but I want to do some more podcasts next year, and I'm going to have some guests on. So I'll have Timo. He won't do it. JB might. I've got other people from Instagram that agree to it. I just haven't found the time to get around to do them, but I will do some more of the podcast next year because I quite enjoy doing them. They're quite good fun. His New Year's title cracked me up. Right, was this JB? I've been out of the loop for a couple of days. Northern Southern Beer Reviews. Which one was this one? Fucking Conker beer. He done a Vice beer thing. Am I missing something here? I'm obviously missing something. Hello, Tony, how are you? Happy New Year to you. Paul Greenwood, Happy New Year to you, mate. We're keeping well. Dean and JB are top guys. The only thing I've got a problem with JB is he's a Southampton fan. To be fair, nice guy, but, you know, and I used to like JB's Saturday night live streams. I know he said he was going to get back to doing some of them, and he did promise, and he failed, because he said he was going to do a Christmas morning live stream, and it... yeah, he was going to do a Christmas live stream. It never happened because a couple of times he's done. Oh, Rowie, hang on. Oh, Rowie. Craft beer basic. Craft beer basic. Let's have a look. What's he put? Yeah, New Year. Happy New Year from the King of Craft Beer. A New Year's message from the King to all. Oh, he's not taking it. He's not taking it like he's not made him big-headed, Simo. So I think we've got away with that. To be got away with it. To be fair. Andrew Green, vocation is my go-to, but usually the supermarket. Recently ordered from the brewery direct, and the beer is much fresher. Literally got a hot burn in my throat and much more bitterness. I think it was Sid Cannon. Had some good friend of the channel, Sid Cannon, one of the members of the channel, and he had some email correspondence with Sid where he bought some beers from Vocation, and they weren't up to scratch, and which is always a bit shitty. And I can't remember if he said they replaced them or not. I've bought some stuff from Vocation over the years, and generally, if you're going to buy from the brewery, it's going to be fresher anyway than it, because you don't know how long it's been sat on that supermarket shelf for. So I would always sort of say advise, if you're going to buy something, buy direct from the brewery, because it's going to be infinitely fresher than whatever's been sat on that supermarket shelf for fucking God knows how long. Dean is a great bloke. I've done nothing bad to say about him. Straight to the point, not too technical. Is it good? Is it bad? And you can tell with Dean. The thing with Dean is you can tell as soon as he takes a sip of a beer, his face will either screw up. Yeah, it will screw up, or it'll be a bit of joy on his face, and yeah, you'll know instantly whether he likes it or not. And in the flesh, Dean is exactly what you see on the screen. There's no bells and whistles to Dean. Genuinely nice guy, and just a lovely man. I've got all the time in the world for Dean. He's just an absolute superstar, and he reached out to us quite early on YouTube about doing a live with him, and we've been friends ever since. Why's my laptop gone funny? So yeah, go away on there. So my laptop's just gone funny. So it's what's going on? Can't see what's going on. Right. So Benjamin says grapefruit peel. One was nice. Was one grapefruit peel? One's nice. I quite like grapefruit in a beer. That's is a staple of any decent West Coast IPA. So yeah, all good. Rowie's a legend. I actually met Rowie at where did we meet him? The Warrior Fest beer and food festival that was on HMS Warrior, and really nice guy. And again, what you see is what you get. Ben says, I'll be a guest, but I'm incognito online. Questionable whether I'd well, yeah. Someone accused you of not existing, and maybe you were hiding behind sort of who you are. Oh, fucking all mad. Andrew Green says, are you from the south coast? I'm in Pompey. I'm in Portsmouth, mate. So we've got some really decent breweries here. Staggeringly good. Urban Island. I don't go over to Urban Island. They piss me off a little bit, so I don't tend to go over there. Who else have we got? Mackay, really good brewery. And South Sea Brewing. And then we lost Irvine not long ago, which was sad because they did some pretty good old traditional beers. Tony Fitzgibbons, who's Archie? Is he in the chat? If you know, yeah, that's my son. Haven't seen Archie for 4 and a bit years. That's what happens when your mum tells you a pack of lies. David Tobin. Hi Scott, how are you? Oh, it's on my arm. Yeah, that's my son. Yeah, long story on that one. Long story. David Tobin, hi Scott, how did you get on over Christmas? I got on very well, mate. Apart from having been very well for a couple of days. But I feel better now, so I had to have a couple of days off work, which is unlike me. So, yeah, I was spewing up and fucking everything. So, all good. It's on your arm. We're going to have a good evening, guys. I need to eat my roast dinner. Ooh. That sounds lovely. Yeah, I'm only going to be on for another what have we done? About another couple of minutes. I was going to do an hour. So, got a dip. Dad duty. Have a good evening, chat. And good to see you doing. Pete, thank you very much, mate. Love to all your family. Have a great week. And thank you very much for supporting the channel. Always hugely appreciated. So, people that are still with us, have you had what's the best beer that you've had over the Christmas period? Is there anything that's really stood out? I did my top 5 beers from Untapped and on the channel. Untapped was Space Shake, the chocolate one, which from Mackay, which was fabulous. It was like alcoholic milkshake. And on the channel was Wagon Pitch from Elusive Brewing, which was absolutely fucking brilliant. And then my worst beers of the year were that custard cream white stout from Brew York, which was absolutely dreadful. One of the worst beers, not just of the year, but that I've ever had. It was horrible. And on the channel was the strawberry daiquiri mess, insult to craft brewing that was in Aldi back in about February, March time. That was just an absolute disgrace of a beer. Just makes me laugh that they think that they put that. Hello, Michael Taylor. Happy New Year to you, mate. Hope you had a lovely Christmas. Yeah, it's just I've had some good beer last year, but I had some fucking rubbish as well. I quite enjoy the rubbish beers. Should we be boycotting adjunct beers? You just know they're going to be bad. Oh. Give me an idea for a video. Need a pen. Can't got my iPad. I'll make a note because I think that's a really good subject. No is the answer, but there are reasons, and I completely understand why you've said that, but because. Right, sorry, I'm just making a note of that because I'm going to make a video on that. Thank you very much. Yeah, adjuncting beers. That's if you don't mind, Andrew, I'm going to steer away from that conversation because I want to have a think about that and come back with a full video on that because I think it's a really interesting subject. Paul Davies, how are you? Happy New Year to you, mate. Hope you're keeping well. Hope Hugo was okay with all the fireworks. Got a Mackay coffee and strawberry stout. That's called. Can't remember, but I have seen it. Which I'm looking forward to trying after your review. Mackay. If you see anything from Mackay, make it's spelled. It's a dwarf planet or something. A lot of their stuff is space themed out of Portsmouth. Really, really good beer. So if you go into a bottle shop or a off license local beer emporium, you shop online, and you like really good beer, they come in 500ml cans, so you're getting your money's worth from them. Make, tremendous. I had some really good beers. The Universe beers, Rowaka Universe, Motueka Universe, Simcoe Universe, all really good. Extra Pizza Planet. They've got some really, really decent beers. So if you could pick up the Space Shake Chocolate, if it's still in date, the 8% alcoholic milkshake, you're not going to be disappointed. Fantastic beer. So let me know what you think. I can't remember that. Let me have a look at that. Make. I can't remember what that beer is called, that's all. And it will annoy me. Brewery. Something about the sun, isn't it? Make. Beer. How old are you? I am fucking almost 50. I have to put my when I put my age in there, it's like spinning the wheel of death, isn't it? Things Behind the Sun. That's what it's called. This is the beer that was it Paul had. Yeah, so this is the beer that Paul's picked up. I'm assuming it's this one, Paul. Things Behind the Sun. Very good, that is. What else they got? I did a Make beer the other day, the brilliantly named Why Don't You FO, which is a great beer. It's not a new beer, it's just a rebrew. But Why Don't You FO is a fucking brilliant name for a beer. I'll get back to your comments. You too, Scott. Happy New Year, mate. And to Wanda. Hope you both had a nice Christmas. Had a lovely Christmas. Thank you very much. I had some very nice presents, and I was generally very spoiled. Hope everybody in the chat's had a really good Christmas. Obviously sailing into a new year. So we all stay safe, and let's make it through this one alive. So I'm 50 in July. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? I had North Heptagon the other day. Impressed. That's the one. That's in. Is that in Tesco? I've not been able to pick that up yet. I haven't really looked, but I haven't seen it in Tesco. So when I manage to get hold of it, that's got. Is that the one that's got? What's the hop in it? Nectaron. Has it got Nectaron in it? I think Simon's done that. I'm sure Simon's done that. Andrew said, I'm not talking about beers with genuine fruit, but beers with flavour chemicals. No, we'll get into the whole thing of adjuncts, because I think it's a really interesting subject. Because stouts are obviously a slightly different kettle of fish. IPA, if you're putting concentrates and all that other shit in there, I think it is a really interesting subject. Yeah. Looking for the video. Best ever Pompey player. Oh, that's a tough one. Best player I've ever seen in a Pompey shirt, and he played for one season, and he made the difference for that season, was Paul Merson. Paul Merson for one season in a Pompey shirt was incredible. It was during the Harry's All-Stars days when we got promoted from the old First Division or Championship up to the Premier League. Just fucking brilliant. Brilliant player. But we've been very lucky over the years. Paul Merson, we had Paul Walsh with Guy Whittingham next to him was brilliant. Robert Prozinecki, we've had, who else have we had? We've had tremendous players over the years, and now we've got a load of old crap. Who does everybody support if you're a football supporter? Michael Taylor, Vocation Brewery, mint chocolate, Imperial Stout, barrel aged. That was in Tesco's as well. I'm sure that was a Tesco beer. That was fabulous. For Tesco, the Nectaron hop was better than expected. I've had a few beers with the Nectaron hop. It's not a bad hop. Some of these hops come and go. You wouldn't notice them. But I have had a few with the Nectaron, and it's not bad. It's not a bad one at all. Merson was class on his day. I stand by. that Paul Merson, for that one season at Fratton Park, and Carnu, Carnu. He was at 57 when he played for Pompey. Carnu was fabulous as well. I mean, when you look back with Harry, Some of the players that he brought through the door of Portsmouth: Jermaine Defoe, I mean, Sol Campbell, David James, Glenn Johnson, fucking hell, David Nugent. Just madness. And that's probably why we ended up in the shit, really. Oh, you're an Arsenal fan, are you? Yeah, you're gonna know how good Merson was then, Andrew. Just fabulous. Pompey Jim, how are you, mate? All right, Mersh. Just got back from the match. Play at Pompey, played well today. I generally go with my mate Gary, but his dad was taken to hospital today. I have his father-in-law's tickets. I did go today, sat and watched it on the television. But yeah, I thought they played really well today. But they're gonna need to keep doing that, or they're gonna be in the shit. Because I think they can stay up. It'll be all dependent on what we do in this transfer window. He must have been getting on in his Pompey days. Merson, I think he was. Paul Merson tells the story. If you put it into YouTube, and he was just leaving Aston Villa, I think, Merce, and Harry phones him up, and Harry says to him, "I want you to come with me, Merce." And Merson's like, "Where are you, Harry?" He said, "I'm at Portsmouth." He said, "What are they like, Harry?" He said, "They're fucking shit, mate." He said, "But I don't." It's something like, "Don't train. I want you to only train Wednesday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Turn up on a Saturday, and you fucking." He said to him, and Merce turns around to Harry. He says, "Nah, I'm not moving my family, mate." He said, and then he says to him, "Only train this day, only train that day, but turn up on a Saturday and fucking do it." He said, "I'll be down in the morning, Harry." And he was, for that year, he was absolutely fantastic. Just an incredible player. I meant to do my top 10 Pompey players ever. But yeah, he was fantastic, absolutely fantastic. How was Carnu a soul for you guys? Carnu, well, he won us the FA Cup, so he was all right. And Sol Campbell lifted the FA Cup, so he was all right as well. But there's this urban myth that when we went into receivership, that Sol Campbell held the club up for money. I don't know how true that is. He wanted to be paid every penny that he was owed or something. I don't know how true that is. Christmas, New Year, big con, just another day, celebrate, be family. Don't fall the trap of spending money. I think I fell into the trap of spending money. I do apologise. Great story. I doubt things like training once or twice a week will happen anymore. Yeah, probably. The other story apparently was it got to Christmas and he picked up a booking, and he wasn't playing over Christmas. So he turned around to Harry and said, "Harry, I need to go into rehab. And Harry's like, "That's absolutely fine, mate. You do whatever you've got to do because you got 5 days off or something." And apparently Merce flew off to fucking Jamaica. Went out to Jamaica. Yeah, Paul Walsh was brilliant as well. He went off to Jamaica, and apparently Harry's best friend, whoever that was, phones him up. He says, "I've just bumped into one of your players, Harry." He said, "Where are you?" He said, "I'm out in Jamaica." He said, "Who's that then?" He went, "Merce." He went, "Well, you kind of bumped into Merce, mate. He's in fucking rehab." He went, "I'm telling you, mate, it's Merce." So apparently Merce comes back, and Harry never said a word to him. He never said a word to him. He said, because he said he was doing it for me at the time. Why was I going to get involved in it? And that's the sort of manager I think that Harry Redknapp was. Paul Walsh was the best player I ever saw at Fratton Park. My first season, 92-93, he was the bollocks. I think what says everything about Paul Walsh, because that was the year, I believe, that Guy Whittingham scored 47 goals in the season and didn't win Player of the Year. Paul Walsh won Player of the Year because he was the man that created most of those goals. Paul Walsh here was absolutely fabulous. I completely agree. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I wonder if Merce was considering going to rehab. And then, have you seen that video of the documentary of him talking about his demons and his habits and all that? It's incredible to see him talk about gambling and alcoholism and all that. It is really powerful, and just I think he's an inspiration to people. I really do, because he comes across as a genuinely lovely guy. And he said, I mean, I was watching something, I think it was yesterday, and when he said he had one year he was sat at home and he had no carpet on the floor. He just had floorboards, and he decided that the money that he was going to use to get the carpet, he just gambled anyway. So it's just, yeah, it's in fact, really interesting to watch things like that. I thoroughly enjoy things like that. And I'm going to be going 70 minutes. Right, I'm going to call it a night. What's the time? 10 to 7. Traitors is on at 8 o'clock, so I'm going to go and watch, have another bottle of water. And yeah, thank you ever so much for joining me. I say it wasn't going to be a long one. Happy New Year to you all. Really genuinely hope that this year's going to be a good one for you all. Hope you've all a lovely Christmas. Look after yourselves. Take it easy. And Scott out.